In today's world, being able to spot an online scam isn't just some tech-savvy skill anymore. It's become a basic life skill. Seriously, staying safe out there is about keeping your money, your identity, and really your peace of mind safe and sound. All right, let's jump right in and see how you can start building up your own digital defenses. I want to start with a number, just to give you a sense of the sheer scale of what we're up against. 6.4 billion. That's how many phishing emails get sent out across the world every single day. No, that's not a typo. It is a daily digital tsunami, and it's aimed at every single one of us. And here's the number that really hurts: the financial cost. In 2024 alone, people lost a jaw-dropping $12.5 billion to fraud. And get this, that's a 25% jump from just the year before. So yeah, this isn't just some minor annoyance. It is a massive and rapidly growing industry that's built entirely on deception. So, where is all that cash actually going? Well, the losses are spread out, for sure. But a couple of categories really stand out as the most damaging. Let's break down where the biggest financial hits are happening right now. As you can see, two types of scams are doing the vast majority of the damage. Investment scams, the ones that promise you these huge, unbelievable returns, they are by far the biggest money pit. And right behind them are imposter scams, where someone pretends to be from a company or organization you trust. Together, they account for a huge chunk of all that stolen money. Okay, so we've seen the cost. Now let's pull back the curtain and look at how they actually do it. Because if you want to outsmart a scammer, you've got to understand their playbook. And the number one play they run over and over again is something called phishing. At its heart, phishing is really just a high-tech game of pretend. A scammer will send you a message that looks like it's from your bank, or Netflix, or maybe even the government. The whole goal is to fool you, to get you to hand over your sensitive info, things like passwords or credit card numbers. And phishing isn't a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. These scammers have a whole toolkit. First up, you've got smishing, which is basically just phishing that comes through a text message. Then it gets a little more personal with spear phishing, where they use details they found about you online to make the scam way more convincing. Whaling is pretty much the same idea, but it's aimed at the big fish, like company CEOs. And finally, there's spoofing, where they create these fake websites or fake phone numbers that look almost identical to the real thing. Go ahead, take a look at this. Does this look a little familiar? That urgent, slightly weird text message out of the blue? Scammers are literally betting that you're busy, you're distracted, and that you'll just react before you have a chance to really think. They want you to feel that little jolt of panic and just click the link without a second thought. A perfect example of this is the unpaid toll scam. It's been one of the most common ones this year. You get a text, it says you owe a few bucks for a road toll, and then it threatens you with some kind of penalty, like suspending your driver's license. It's all designed to create that immediate sense of urgency and push you to click their bogus link. Scammers also prey on people's hopes, which is just awful. They'll send out these fake job offers, often pretending to be from a legit site like Indeed, and they target people who are actively trying to find work. It is such a cruel trick, and it's all designed to steal personal info from people when they're in a really vulnerable position. And the technology that they're using is evolving at a really scary pace. Now, with just a few seconds of audio from a social media post, AI can perfectly clone the voice of someone you love. So the next thing you know, your phone rings. It sounds exactly like your kid or your spouse, totally panicked, faking an emergency like an accident or a kidnapping, and desperately asking you to send money. It's terrifying stuff. So you see the pattern here, right? Whether it's a fake toll, a fake job offer, or a faked emergency call, the goal is always the same: to make you panic. They want to short-circuit your rational brain and trigger an emotional response so that you act first and think later. Okay, we've looked at the threats, which can feel a little overwhelming. But now I want to pivot to the solution. And honestly, it might surprise you. Because while we talk a lot about technology and software, the most important element in all of cybersecurity is actually us, the human element. I want you to just let this number sink in for a second. An estimated 95% of all data breaches happen because of human error. It's almost never some sophisticated hacker genius breaking through a firewall. It's usually just someone clicking a bad link or using a password like password123. But here's the flip side, and this is actually really empowering. If we are the main point of failure,
That also means we have the power to be the primary line of defense. Our awareness, our caution, our actions, that is the most effective shield we could possibly have.
All right, so let's get practical. It's time to talk about how to build your digital fortress. And it all starts with a few simple but really powerful habits for the devices you use every single day. Okay, let's start with your computer. First, and this is a huge one, if a scary security alert ever pops up on your screen with a phone number, it is 100% a scam. Never, ever call it. Second, if you get an invoice you weren't expecting, don't just pay it. Look up the company's official number yourself and call to confirm. Third, and I can't say this enough, never grant a stranger remote access to your computer for any reason. That's like handing a stranger the keys to your house. Fourth, it sounds simple, but it works. Cover your webcam when you're not using it. And fifth, try to use a standard user account for your day-to-day stuff, not the main admin account. It adds a really important layer of security. Now, let's talk about your phone, which, let's be honest, is probably our most vulnerable device. First, use a strong lock, a good PIN, or better yet, your fingerprint or Face ID. Now, this next tip is critical. Turn off text message previews on your lock screen. This stops someone from just looking over your shoulder and seeing a sensitive verification code pop up. Third, only download apps from the official Apple or Google stores. No exceptions. Fourth, set your screen to lock quickly, like after 30 seconds. And finally, this is more of a mindset shift, but it will protect you more than anything. Treat every single text from an unknown number as a potential scam until you can prove it's legit. So, getting your own digital house in order is step one. But we don't live in a bubble, right? We're so much stronger when we work together. So let's talk about how we can build a collective defense, especially at work, where just one person's single click can impact the entire organization. Building a real security-aware culture at work is a total game changer. It has to start from the top, with leaders who are actually invested. And the training? It can't be one of those boring slideshows we all dread. It has to use real-life examples to stick. We also got to drop the technical jargon and explain things like multi-factor authentication in plain English. Running regular educational phishing drills is a great way to build muscle memory. But maybe the most important thing of all is to create a blame-free culture where people feel safe reporting something suspicious without being afraid they'll get in trouble. So at the end of the day, here's what it all boils down to. Cybersecurity isn't just a job for the IT department. It's a shared responsibility for every single one of us. The technology helps, for sure, but an alert, educated, and empowered community of people, that is, and always will be, our strongest defense against these kinds of threats. So as we wrap up, I want you to remember this. Security isn't a button you can press or a product you can buy. It's a habit you build over time through small, consistent actions. We've covered a lot today, but it all starts with taking that first step. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What is the one new habit you're going to start today to turn your biggest vulnerability into your greatest strength?